Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. There's been a lot of talk about working from home, whether we can find a way to make it work for the employee and make it work for the companies that are clearly asking people to come back into the office. Every day, it's like I read a new article that really shows that companies and CEOs don't quite understand the desire to work from home spreads past the aftermath of the virus, and it's something that they're going to have to understand if they are going to retain employees and honestly get new employees. If a CEO can say, if you can go out to eat, then you can come into the office, it just really highlights the disconnect that's happening and how, honestly, from my opinion, they really don't understand where the move to work from home is even coming from. And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about in this video. So if that's why you clicked on this video, go ahead and give this a like and keep watching. My name's KT, and this is Simple Living with KT, the place where we talk about the issues facing our lives in a simple and mindful way. The CEO of Morgan Stanley is the one that coined this phrase in this article that if employees can go out to eat, then they can also come into the office. There's a tongue-in-cheek reply to a statement like that by Joshua Fluke on his YouTube channel that just highlights once again that it's not even comparable, those two items. Like if I'm going out to eat and I'm hanging out with friends and I'm enjoying a delicious meal and I have no stress whatsoever versus going into an office where I'm perhaps around coworkers who, even if they're the best coworkers in the world, I'm still just in an environment that I don't really get to choose. I have to go into the office, I have to interact in a certain way with these people, and if there was another option, it's possible that I would actually just go ahead and choose that other option. And I think that is what people are exercising. There is certainly a group of people who don't want to go back into the office because of concerns for the virus. Perhaps they're not vaccinated, or perhaps they're living with someone who has a compromised immune system. Then there's, let's say, the other group that doesn't want to go back into the office because they believe and they have shown that they are equally as productive at home as they are in the office. And I have not honestly heard a good reason for a company to want their employees to come back into the office when the employees are just as productive. And I know it's different for every company. You have to have the metrics in place to really find out, are people being productive when they are at home? My goal here in this video is to, of course, have a conversation and also to let it be known that you yourself as a worker have your own form of currency, let's say, available of whether or not you want to go back into the office. Many people, like this CEO of Morgan Stanley, is just thinking about, well, we can go back to business as usual once everyone is vaccinated, or once a certain percentage of people are vaccinated, then we can go back to business as usual. But once again, what they are missing is that people, like in my generation, are choosing to leave jobs if they're not able to find that balance between working from home and going into the office. And let me know if you're one of those people that loves going into the office for, let's say, the social environment and just being able to have that type of FaceTime with your, let's say, higher ups or fellow employee, coworkers with you. I would certainly like to know more of those types of experiences, because whenever I read an article, they're either very black and white. Before I moved, I worked in an office and they made a point to make sure that everyone kind of stayed rather positive. At the end of the day, it was a call center, and if you were in a bad mood, it did affect the people around you. In that particular company, I was appreciative that the company just really tried to foster a positive environment that people could thrive in. However, if the option to not go into the office and create my own environment day in and day out was available, I'm going to choose that option. Also, I know there are new complexities, let's say, when it comes to getting technical support, having that FaceTime with coworkers, and also we have to figure out a way to, let's say, track employees or at least track productivity. I'm not a fan of this type of software that measures how many times you use your mouse and automatically clocks you out if you're not active enough. At the end of the day, the way I see it, if someone's work gets done and they've only written one email for the entire day and moved their mouse 12 times or something, that should tell you more about your company rather than the employee's work habits. But that is just what I think about it. Certainly let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Also, something that I think is interesting, Capital One, I believe, is a really good example of being able to foster a good company environment and culture that's being thrown out a lot these days, but a really good company culture when a lot of their employees work from home. So honestly, if you're talking to someone at a call center, there's a good chance that it's one of two things. Either they're in another country, which I know how much everyone loves that, and two, or they're working at home in the US. And that's a company I honestly used to work for. They were great. It was just not my type of job. Once again, the type of job it was a call center. It's also interesting to kind of be a fly on the wall in this type of conversation for people who are trying to transition to working from home with a company, because something that I keep hearing from people in management is that how do you know if someone is doing their work? And as far as I know, as a manager, you're not literally standing over someone's back. Some people are, it's called micromanagement, but most people are not doing that. And so how do you know that a guy in his cubicle is actually doing his work? A good majority of my friends are now in that professional world where they are in an office setting and they do believe that their work can be done from home. They got the chance to test it out throughout 2020, and now either they are going back or they are trying to figure out some type of middle ground. And if they are honest, which they're honest with me because I'm not their manager, is that there is a lot of downtime throughout their day when they are in the office. And when they were at home, they were able to maximize that time for their, just betterment of their mental and physical being. So perhaps they were waiting on a reply for something before they were able to move forward in a project. They took that time to, let's say, take a walk or do some squats or a mini exercise by their desk while they waited for the information. Those are luxuries that you don't quite get in an office, and they're also luxuries that you don't get inside of a employee compensation package that comes with your PTO and sick days and health insurance. Those things are still necessary for people who are working from home, but they're not going to be offered in the office, and that is, I think, the big thing that these companies and CEOs do not understand. The freedom and just the better sense of mental health that the people who thrive at working from home get will never be able to compare with the office. That is just my 2 cents. I would love to know what you think about this situation. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would like to see more videos. Every week I make videos on personal finance and also about living a simple and mindful life, and I would love to see you there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.